Hi, this is Kelly from Simplify Fresh, and today I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks to keep your fingers safe when using a mandolin slicer. I've had a few friends tell me that they'd like to use a slicer, but they're kind of afraid to because they're afraid that they're going to cut their fingers on the blade. But if you take some basic precautions, you can slice your veggies really fast and still keep your fingers safe. So keep on watching to learn how. Rule number one, and this should be obvious, don't use your bare hands to hold the vegetables. Most mandolin slicers come with some kind of food holder that's good for holding round vegetables, bell peppers, onions, apples, those kinds of things. Now, if you want to cut something like a carrot or a zucchini or something that won't fit in that food holder, you want to use a pair of safety gloves. If your mandolin slicer doesn't come with a set, you'll want to purchase a set so that you always have them on hand and you don't have to worry about your bare fingers getting anywhere close to that blade. Rule number two, do what you can to prevent slippage. And what I mean by this is the vegetable getting out of your control and slipping from side to side as you're trying to slice it. And there's two ways that you can prevent this. One is to slice your vegetable with a knife before you cut it with the mandolin. So you make a flat surface that then you can glide along the mandolin slicer. If you don't do that first, when the round edge hits the blade of the mandolin slicer, it can make the vegetable turn or jump or just get a little bit out of control. The second way to do this, especially if you have a small, narrow food like a carrot or a cucumber, when you're pushing it down the runway, don't push it down the center of the runway. Instead, get next to the edge and use the edge as your guide. Actually push slightly against that edge when you go down the runway. That'll keep everything running in a straight line, real smooth, and you won't get any danger slipping from side to side. Rule number three, don't force it. If a vegetable seems to get stuck and you're having trouble pushing it through, don't just jam it with your finger. That's a really good recipe to cut your thumb or to cut your finger. Instead, you'll want to gently back it out and just completely start over again. Rule number four, wash your mandolin slicer with a brush. In other words, don't take a sponge and get your finger close to the blades. Instead, use a brush so that your fingers stay back and stay safe and your mandolin slicer gets clean. Rule number five, keep the blade sharp. The blade on a mandolin is just like the blade on a knife, and it will get dull over time. So keep it nice and sharp so it'll slice through your veggies quick and easy every time. All right, that's it. 5 simple tips to keep your fingers safe while enjoying your mandolin. I hope that you guys learned something today. If you have any thoughts or any comments, I would love to hear them. Leave a comment in the box down below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe.